Had another day of windy conditions on the Ohio. So I'm going to still try to do some searching. I'm not going to cut the trip short yet. We'll just have to wait and see how it plays out. If it keeps getting worse, then I'll probably call it a day early. Kind of cruising along this bank here. You can see these caved in areas. That's what I'm looking for, trying to see if there's any fire rock laying at the bottom of those cave-ins. That's where the dirt's washed away. Let's see what we got in this one. I moved to a spot just down the bank a little bit. There's a flake. Flake. It looks almost like a preform or something, a worked piece. Toss it in the boat. What's this down here on the lower right? Just get these flakes in my pocket. There's a flake. Right there. Looks like it's more of a good worked piece, not just a flake. There's some more flakes. There's a good flake. There's a nice flake. There's a good flake. Let me get a picture of that one down there in the corner, because that looks like it may be more of a broken point, possibly. Okay, let me grab and see what we got. Look at the lines on that. That is neat. You can see it's broke off right there. But that is a bottom of a point. And those lines are cool. I don't know what made that. See if I can get a good picture of those lines. Okay, that was the first screen, so I'm gonna get another one. Mr. Frog sitting there watching me. Get him a little spot there perched up above the water. You don't seem to be too afraid. We'll just leave him be. See the whitecaps out there on the river. I may not go up as far since I'm finding a lot of flakes right in here. I may just stick to this spot and not push it further up the river, because I'm going downwind and it means it's going to be tougher to paddle back if I go any further. Okay, let's start going through it here. You can see a couple flakes, get a couple of these bigger rocks out. There's another one of those rocks that kind of, like a paint stone. Doesn't really look like hematite that much, but throw it in the boat there. Okay, I've got another interesting piece in here. I can see some flakes. Right there's a little tan flake, but look at this piece right here. It looks like it's worked. I've already got a picture of it. Kind of crude, but that does look like a possible preform. Tip broke off. Obviously that's what that is. Preform that they had started working down into the general shape of a point and just never finished it. Broke a tip and gave up on it. That earlier video I did where I was talking about the fire rock, this is your fire rock. See how it's kind of reddish black on the outside and then busted open, and it's also red on the inside as well. Used to be a brown colored rock. Here's one that's not broke open. That's what fire rock looks like. Okay, got what looks like a heartbreaker in this screen. Here's some more flakes. But look right there. Look at the base on that piece. Yeah, kind of looks like it would have been an ashtabula, a large ashtabula. I found a small ashtabula right here in this area, but that's what that big wide open notch like that reminds me of. That would have been a nice point. Getting a lot of flakes in these screens. So I'm gonna keep on sifting. Just started sifting this screen. Of course, like all the others, it's got a lot of flakes in it. I believe we've got another broke in here. It's this black piece right here. Yeah, it looks like it could be another ashtabula. Not much grinding on that base. It's pretty sharp. I'll take it, broke or not. Here's a nice flake. Got another odd looking piece here, right there. Looks like they definitely have worked on that. Tried to make it into something and gave up on it. Still a neat find. This looks like a find here. Looks like a preform, nothing spectacular, but looks like it's a nice preform. Definitely has the shape and's been worked all around there. You can see the cortex of the stone. Take that. Got a nice worked piece right here in this screen. That one right there. That side looks like it's worked to an edge, like it's busted off of a piece they worked on. That doesn't resemble much of a base down there, but hard to make out what it could have been. It's some nice material. Definitely a worked piece. I made it back from the river. Here's a look at what I found. I didn't stay as long as I would have liked. The waves were white capping again, and my back had had enough. But you can see from all of the flint, I was pulling in lots of flint in every screen. So it's a spot that seems to be pretty productive. Here's what I found. Of course, these are just some larger pieces, worked type pieces. Not sure about this one. Real flat on that side. Almost looks like a piece of cracked fire rock, but just an odd shape. Got a couple of broken ashtabulas. Kind of tell by that notch on the side that I'm pretty sure they're ashtabulas. This piece is just a midsection from a point, broken top and bottom. This piece looks like a possible preform. This one's just a strange looking. I'm not sure why they even tried to work on it, but it's some sort of a worked piece, but I can't tell what. This one's got some real neat patterns on it. It's a base of a point. You can see it's snapped off right there. Let me get it wet here. See if you can see the lines, and I'll have a picture that shows these lines better. I'm not sure what type of material this is, how those lines got there, if they're part of the material, or if something got on this point laying in the bottom of the river there and caused all these little lines to appear on it. Really neat looking. but it's a base of a point. It feels a little bit like it's a little bit ground. That one's lightly ground. So is that one. Both those Ashtabulas look like they're lightly ground. And I found one other Ashtabula in the past, and it was at this spot where I found those two. And these, I'm guessing, are paint stone. You can see where it's turning the towel red. They're not hematite, but it's almost like they are an actual paint stone. You just touch them and you start getting red on you. You can see it. I've got it on my finger there. Of course, a good collection of flakes. That's probably the most flint I've pulled up in just one little session of screening like that. Just all different types of material there. So I'll definitely have to sift at that spot some more. But with those white caps, I didn't want to go any further up the bank, which was downwind, and fight it coming back. And my back had had enough sifting for today. So I called it quits. So I've got 4 broken points, 4 broken points, and then whatever that is. It's been worked, I'm not really sure. And then this looked like just a preform, never really made it into a point. Looked like it was headed that way, but didn't make it. And those are just some cobbles, broke off a piece there. That's kind of a neat rock. Look like they've broken some pieces off of it. That would have been a neat, really neat point with that material. Not sure exactly what that one is either. But that's not a bad day. That's a lot of flint and pieces to find in one morning. Take that anytime. Would have liked to find the whole point, but can't always find whole ones. Thanks for watching, folks. Here's the finds for today. I didn't find any good points. Found this one preform. Got a neat fossil in it. A couple pieces of pottery. And this, I believe, is a base of a stemmed point. You can see where it snapped off there. But I believe that's a base off of a stem point. These two things, which I think are natural, I brought them home just in case. There's some other pieces of chert. This one's kind of neat. Looks like they were definitely working on that one. Some other ones here look like, this one's one of them I found that looked like it was definitely being worked into something. And then all those flakes. How can you find that many flakes and not find a point? Look at all that. That's just one morning of sifting. No points to be had today. This thing I brought home, I'm not sure. I think it's just a natural. Kind of broke there and broke there, but I believe that's natural too. But some neat collared flint. Some of these pieces look like they were being worked into something and then broke and they quit. The only thing I can figure is the Indians that were flint napping at this spot were very diligent about keeping track of their points. They didn't lose any around the fire while they were sitting there making points. Seems like when you find fire rock and you find a lot of flakes, you'll find points that probably got lost around the fire while they would set one down and work on another one and lose track of them. But I'd say the people working at these campfires were really diligent about keeping track of their points. So they sure didn't lose points there. 2 days in a row found flint like that. And yesterday, or 2 days ago when I was there, I did find some broken points, no good points, a couple broken ones. There's a couple other things in here that I kept, which I don't think are anything. That I kept because it's really smooth there. I don't know if that was something, an artifact that got broken, but the majority of this in here is flint. There's one of those rocks that turns your hands red. Paint stone or whatever they are. I'm not sure. Doesn't look exactly like hematite to me, but it does look like some type of a paint stone because it sure does turn your hands red when you pick it up and it's wet. But that's a lot of flakes to find in 4 hours of sifting for there not to be a point there. But I'll keep trying. Can't find them every time, but sure would be nice to get one once in a while. It was a pretty piece of material there. Would have been a cool point if it had been made into one. Alrighty, let's go wrap it up for today. Thanks for watching.